Can he? Does he speak? Ask him. Do you speak Hebrew at all?
I'll wait for him to reply.
Wow, that's a good question.
The answer is even better. Brother asks in the room, he says, who is the us in Genesis 1 and 26? Does he speak any Hebrew?
I don't know.
All
He
right,
hasn't
then I'm going to just go
replied yet.
on. He's taking a long time to respond. Maybe, he's excited. He got somebody to answer his question. So I'm going to have to take y'all through a little journey just to let y'all know what it's about. Genesis 1 and 1. It starts off, Bereshit, bara.
No, he doesn't speak Hebrew.
Okay, good. Get a piece of paper and a pencil and a pen. Take some notes. Bereshit bara Elohim et kol hashemayim ve'et haaretz. Bereshit is the first word in beginning. It says, in the beginning. I'm going to say God for the lack of understanding, just because a lot of people don't understand the language. So I'm going to use the terms they use. I don't like to use those terms.
Okay.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. But that's not what it says in Hebrew. It says Bereshit. Bereshit means in a beginning. One of many. Not the, which means the only beginning. There's a big difference. The word Elohim is plural for the power. When you're talking about the Most High himself, the word is either Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh or Ha Elohim. And you'll find that throughout the scriptures. I think the first occurrence of it is in Genesis, the 6th chapter, when Elohim saw the sons of men. When the sons of Elohim saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, they used the word Ha Elohim. Ha is a definite article, which means there's only one. It's not multiple, so you can't get it mixed up. Well, the word Ha doesn't appear in Genesis 1 and 1. It says, Bereshit bara Elohim, which means in a beginning, Elohims, I use the S, formed the heavens and the earth. If you watch and you read Genesis, the 1st chapter, real carefully, nothing was created. Not one thing was created. Everything was formed from something else. The light came from the darkness. But where was the darkness? The darkness was already there. What was the water that hovered over the earth? What was that water, the deep that the darkness hovered over? What was that? It was already there. Didn't say it was created. So that shows us that this is just one of the beginnings. You know what was created in the 1st chapter of Genesis? Or let's say what was formed? The heavens and the earth. Everything in the earth was formed, and the heavens were stretched out and formed. That's what was formed. Nothing was created. Only the Creator can create. And the word Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh did not appear in the 1st chapter of Genesis. It didn't appear until the 2nd chapter of Genesis, when man was given life. Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh gave life to man and not Elohim. Why? Because Elohim can't give life. Only the Creator, Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, if you want to use that term, I like to just say the Creator could give life. And the verb there is no longer bara, but the verb there now, the bara meant to create or form. The word is not bara in Genesis 2 and 7. It's Yotzir. Yotzir means to form or create, but that word is distinguished right there in reference to what the Almighty did to man. That clunk that I told you about earlier, that had no life, which is a clunk of dirt. He breathed into it, and man became a living soul. So when you go back to 1 and 26, Yotze, Yohe, Wahe is not present there. Elohim. And Elohim is plural for powers. Powers. Here's another example. Isaiah 46 and 6, I believe it is. It says, "Who would you liken unto me and say that we are alike?" The Most High asked that question. There is none like the Creator.
Mm-hmm.
But in Genesis 1 and 26, it says, "Let us make man in our image and after our likeness." If that was a creator, then something would be in his image or in his likeness, and we are not made in the image nor the likeness of the Most High Creator. Nothing is in his image or his likeness. Nothing. So I hope that answers your question. So I guess I gotta go.
He said these are questions that he debated a Christian, so I guess he was looking for more.
You want something more in depth?
No,
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
give him
saying
something.
that.
No, I'm not teasing the brother. He's strong. I like what he's doing. I applaud him for what he's doing, trying to save souls, and I understand that. So I'm gonna give you something a little bit more in depth. Okay? And a lot of people like to argue with me and refute and fuss with me, but the Elohim that formed the heavens and the earth, the Elohim that said, "Let us make man in our image and after our likeness," it was you, Israel. You are Elohim, and all of you are children of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
Israel. That's what it is. Why do you think it's indicative of us, the children of Israel, to fix this mess? Because we created it. It's our fault.
Right.
I used a bad word, created it, but we formed this mess.
We did.
So we got to fix this mess.
Mm-hmm.
We are the Elohim that scriptures teaches about in Genesis 1 and 26. We did this. It's our job to fix it. If you notice, like I said, nothing was created in the first chapter of Genesis. Everything was formed from something else.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what happened when you play with Prince. We play together. I give you a lot to think about.
And it's
Okay.
funny because most Christians say that that's supposed to be JC
No.
when they say us.
Go to your book for me real quick and go to Genesis, the first chapter, the 6th chapter, the first verse. Genesis 6 and 1. But family, what I'm saying to you is, this comes from years of study, research, a whole lot of prayer, a whole lot of fasting, a whole lot of meditating. You're not going to walk up one day unless the Most High puts this special spirit on you and be able to understand these things. And then be able to elaborate and teach on these things. It's not going to happen. You have to really put it in to understand these things. Just like I belong to the One Nation Calendar Coalition, the ONCC, One Nation Calendar Coalition, and we're responsible. My primary duty on the One Nation Calendar Coalition is to determine when our holy days are, based on the Tanakh or the Torah and the sightings in the sky in the heavens. So I do calculations, put everything together. Me and another brother saw Aharon, and we issue out to the family when the holy dates are going to be. You're not able to just do this just because you wake up one day and you see it and you say, "Well, I'm gonna do it myself."
Right.
It's not that simple.
Mhm.
It takes years of study, a whole lot of prayer. The Most High has to have a certain spirit on you for you to do some of the things that you're supposed to do.
And
If
the
that
discipline.
spirit ain't there, you just ain't got it.
Mhm.
You can do it, it'll be all right. But when you got that spirit on you, it's superb. It's like Samson. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So let's go. Genesis, the 6th chapter, the first verse.
Genesis the 6th chapter, first verse. And it came to pass when men began to multiply the face of the earth.
Stop for a second. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth. When did men begin to multiply on the face of the earth? When did men begin to multiply on the face of the earth? Are you still up?
Mhm.
In the beginning. That's when men began to multiply on the face of the earth. Well, what happened in the beginning? Go ahead.
And the daughters were born unto them.
Didn't you miss something?
Let's go back. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and the daughters were born unto them.
When men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters was born unto them,
The sons of Elohim.
the sons of Elohim. Stop right there for a second. If anybody have the Hebrew, open your Hebrew book up and see if I'm correct. It should say Benai Ha Elohim, the sons of the Elohim. Oh, I'm sure I'm right, so it's cool, baby. They can check it. It's for their edification.
Okay.
It says the sons of the Elohim, separating from everybody else. Well, people say, well, those sons of Elohim was the giants that they talking about in the. Where does it say that at? See, that's the delusion part that keeps us asleep. Let's read that and let's show me where the sons of the sons of Elohim were giants. Let's read it and let's see if it says. Read on, please.
The sons of Elohim.
That's you, Israel. You are the sons of the Most High. Read on.
Saw the daughters of men,
We saw the daughters of men,
that they were fair,
that they were beautiful, Yafa, beautiful,
and they took them wives,
and we took them wives,
of all which they chose.
of whomever we chose.
And the Elohim said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years.
The Most High says, my spirit should not always dwell within man, for he is but flesh. And his days shall be 120 years. And that's when this whole cycle of life changed. Read on.
And the giants in the earth in those days.
And there were giants in the earth in those days. Where does it say that the sons of Elohim were giants? Or that giants was produced from this union of the sons of Elohim and the daughters of men? It doesn't say. It doesn't. All right? So people draw that understanding, but that's not what the scripture says. All right?
Okay. I don't have any more questions online. I don't know
All
if
right.
you had any questions.
Okay, I wanted to ask a question as far as the Kwanzaa, because a lot of our brothers and sisters feel as though they have to celebrate Kwanzaa, or they're told that they have to celebrate Kwanzaa, and then we have some brothers and sisters that don't deal with Kwanzaa at all. So I just wanted to get some type of knowledge on that, you know, because it's a lot of delusions going around pertaining to that.
A lot of delusion.
Yeah, because some people say, you know, well, that's part of our feast day, we have to do it, and then you have others like say we
Feast
don't
day.
deal with Kwanzaa at all, period. So it's kind of, you know, it's kind of which way should we go with this? Because you have one side saying yes and the other side saying no. So it's kind of confusing.
Well, what I would like for you to do is when you get a chance, look through your Tanakh and see if you can find Kwanzaa.
I tried.
Then
I
if you
can't.
don't find it, it's not something that you have to do.
Okay.
Okay?
Good.
A lot of people do it because they want to stick with the blackness. They think it's a black holiday and black people come up with it. You know, if that's what they want to do, I'm not going to say it's a violation,
Okay.
but that's what you want to do, that's what you do. But whatever you do, always research and know why you do what you do. Okay? Don't just do it because people do it.
Correct.
Understand why you're doing it. So if a question ever comes to you, why you doing this, you have an understanding of why you do it, and you can explain why you do it. Okay? That's a mistake that we make. We just follow along to get along, as opposed to making ripples.
Okay.
The brother Tara asked, some people say tuna is unclean and others say it is clean, which is true.
If you research tuna has fins and scales. It's been taught that when you pull them out of the water, sometimes the scales fall off the tuna. But from research that we have done at Temple Kifarim, tuna is legal and lawful. Albacore tuna, definitely. Okay, that's probably why they charge a little more for it. If you look at certain
A lot
cans
more.
of tuna fish, you'll see the little kosher symbol, the U or the K or the parv in a little circle on the side of the label. That's a kosher symbol. That means that it's clean. Supposedly means that it's clean. So tuna is a clean fish. You want to stay away from shark, squid, octopus, catfish. These are the things that I know. Eel. These are the things that I know right offhand that they're not clean. So stay away from them. Tilapia, oh, definitely tilapia. Tilapia has fins and scales, but it's man-made.
Correct.
And it will kill you. Stay away from it. All right. Let me pause this for a second.